Do it. Let's hit play. Let's get in the mood. And then you hit play, and after like 30 seconds, you're like, is this two manatees fighting in the ocean? What the fuck is this? I have cellulite over my entire spine, the whole way. From my neck all the way down to my ass, I have cellulite the whole way. It's ripply. Look at that. It looks like low tide, my whole fucking back. Is that my asshole? Holy shit, it's huge. I thought I had a raisonette asshole, but this thing is gaping. It's a big dirty ass. That's my asshole. Look at it. Holy shit, it looks like the worm from Dune's gonna come out of my fucking asshole. My God, look at that asshole I have. There's also one part of your body that you never even realize doesn't even participate during the sex. You got like one foot that's just hanging off the side of the bed, the bone's retracted out of it, it's just a jaundiced skin foot fucking just flapping. You're like, look at my foot! My foot's not even part of my body! I have no skeletal system in my foot, look! Just a fucking dead, empty fucking foot. Keep hearing your fucking shoulders crack for some reason. Sounds like my shoulders tap dancing. What the fuck is this? Weird sounds coming out of your body. Here's the deal. Every single night I do stand-up comedy, 34 years, and I think, man, remember for a minute stand-up comedy a couple years ago? Felt like they were gonna take it away from us. Remember comedy got really weird for a little bit? All these people came in, and you can't say this, and you're not allowed, and everybody was in fucking some kind of purgatory or jail. You know what? Fuck that. We're back. Comedy is back. We're back. And sometimes you just gotta say the shit that crosses that fucking line, and then some people in the crowd go, ooh, I don't know. I don't know. Right? Every once in a while, you just see that line, you go, as a comic, you go, oh, fuck, yeah. That's my fucking... Like, I'll tell you, okay, ready? I'll share one thing. Should I? Okay, you said, okay. A few nights back, I was having a great night watching the Lacey Peterson documentary. And if you've seen her, or if you haven't seen it, spoilers, she's dead. She's dead. She's been dead for a while. She was murdered a long time ago, so she's dead. And it's tough. It's a shame. As I watched the documentary, I'm sure you felt the same way that she's dead. And really, because her side of things was really just through flashbacks, And that made it very difficult watching it because, sitting there, you start to wonder, I don't know, man, maybe she was just an impossible bitch to deal with. You know what? Fuck it. No. You fucking said there was a line and you were like, come on, no. You know what? No, Billy, fuck that. No. You made me feel safe. You made me feel at home. Okay, let's just keep going. Let me just get the train back on the tracks. But before I do, can I say one more thing about it, please? And then we'll just move on. I'm just going to say one last thing just to kind of wrap it up, and then we'll move on from it. Really, what I want to say about it is when you see Scott Peterson in the documentary, what you realize is true evil does exist. And I guess we'll never know if he stopped it dead in his tracks.
Nope, we got it over here.
We're done. We're done. Let me get back in. You know what? I'm going to say one last thing about it. I want to say one more thing, and we're going to put it to bed. Because, and this is where I want to speak from the heart. I really believe within this material, I believe that Lacey Peterson is laughing. She is enjoying this, and she is laughing. I believe it. I believe that she is looking up, and she is laughing. What else is going on in the world? Something that P. Diddy? I never went to the party. Thank God. Never went. Never even got an invite. I used to be so bummed. They'd be like, P. Diddy party time. I'd be like, fuck, I don't get invited to any of this shit. It's such a good feeling though to know that I didn't go. That would suck. Even if you just went one time and you're like, I'm in the kitchen on video eating a lobster roll, and now somebody thinks that I'm some nefarious motherfucker in dungeon number 16. It is kind of an amazing thing. I always have to make note of this because I've been doing this now long enough to go like 34 years in this month, and I look out and it's crazy. A room full of us come in, we're just laughing together. I know that we're with people we know, but really essentially it's a room full of strangers, and it doesn't matter where you come from or what you believe or who you know or whatever. We come in this room and everybody just laughs. And in that moment, it's just kind of almost like a magical moment, because then we all disperse, and but in this moment tonight, right in here, next time like you're laughing, it's like, take a second during that laugh and just look around. Take a second, look around, right? It's like there's probably a rapist in this room, right? Sitting next to you, and you're just laughing next to a rapist. And for that moment in time, they're not a rapist, and you're not a rapist, right? This is all betwixt and silly. Somebody here that you're laughing at who's going to go home will probably have a hostage in their basement that they're going to feed when they get home tonight. It's fucking weird. Maybe when you go home tonight, feed the hostage. Maybe tonight, you let him go. Go ahead, Dane Cook said you can go. Hey. We're friends. I feel like there's a synergy and a simpatico every time I come back through Philly. I love it. I'm like, yeah, oh, fuck yeah. Something happened, and this is kind of one of my favorite things to get into. Something happened recently where I had like a real visceral reaction, right? No better reaction in the world than a visceral. Have you ever had like a really fucking great visceral? You know what I'm talking about? You do? Do you know? I think you're confused. You're thinking of vasectomy. Visceral reaction is not a snip. A visceral reaction is when something happens that's so outstanding that even if you're sitting by yourself on your couch, you can't help but emote and look at nobody in that moment. Really, it'll happen, and you'll turn and you'll, I'm fucking alone. Holy shit. And then you grab your face in a weird way that you never grab it. I'm still alone. Shit. It's visceral. Visceral reaction. I love it. Sometimes you can have it at a comedy show, but I love it when it's something that you don't expect. And I have one of those moments, and if you're watching the show that I was watching, you will know that this visceral moment, it'll live with me for the rest of my life. It was on, you know that show 2020? You know the show? Have you ever watched the show 2020? It's on in the evenings. You're familiar with it, right? So when 2020 airs, what they do is they do segments. That's what 2020 likes to do. It's usually a bunch of segments. And they'll be like, in our next segment, or hope you enjoyed that segment. We've got another segment coming. It's all segments. And on this particular night, it was just kind of a benign night of 2020. It wasn't like a boring show. It wasn't a great show. They were interviewing people that had become internet famous. People that something happened and then they put their video online and all of a sudden it just blew up and millions and millions and millions, and all of a sudden their life was all over and they were monetized. And so they were interviewing people, what's it like to have gone viral, and then now you're at this other caliber in your life. And so here's an example of one of the segments. They had a couple, they had a computer open in front of the lady, and what they were sharing was, before they showed the video, they said, okay, so during her wedding, she looked really beautiful, right? Her hair's all done up, and the veil and the whole thing, and she stumbled during her own wedding. And when she stumbled, she went back into a candle, and her whole head went up. Yeah, immediately, just her whole, she was just ablaze. She went from a beautiful, blushing bride to a burning bitch bride in that moment. She was screaming, going nuts and pinballing off of people. It was insane. But she hadn't seen the footage, and they had her sitting there, and she was like, I've never watched it. I just don't even think I can watch it. And the interviewer was like, we're gonna hit play right now. We're gonna watch you watch it. And then they showed her watching her own moment at the wedding where she was on fire, and her reaction was absolutely priceless because they zoomed in on her, and she said it was so quiet, you almost couldn't hear it. She went like this, she goes, "It was so hot." And like, fuck yeah, Debbie, I'm sure that's the hottest heat you ever experienced in your life. You thought you knew hot until you were on fire hot. Segment, and then they had a couple, and here's what happened. This couple, this is how you knew it was serious. One of the producers of 2020 was on the screen, and he introduced the segment. He goes, "Hi, I'm Evan. I'm one of the producers here at 2020. Something so outstanding happened during one of our interviews that we decided to scrap the segment and share with you what happened while the cameras were rolling. So please enjoy this unbelievable moment. I'm Evan." And then they go into, so the husband and wife are sitting on a couch, and basically the producers put them there, and the wife had a shoebox of old photographs, and they just wanted her to take some photos out and just smile and look at photos. They just wanted her to look and then smile at her husband, and together just look at photos. 10 seconds of togetherness is all they needed. And then the camera was gonna pan by, and the narrator would give us a little backstory on the couple that we're about to meet. 10 seconds for the footage for the edit. And this is what ended up happening while the cameras were rolling. She reaches into the shoebox, she grabs 40 photos, she starts rifling through, she grabs one, drops 39 in the box.